Alright, welcome back today 281. Yeah. I finally finished watching the first season of Legends Redemption. Legends? Leverage Redemption. Redemption? I bet you can hear this. Like, oh my god. What is there to do? To say? I have a black hair on my chin, but it's only one, so I can only assume more will grow on my face because I shaved and it's growing, or like they're growing back already and stuff, obviously. But what happened is my hair has a different color. Well, this is bleach, have different colors in it. But I'm like, if I only have a handful of black facial hair, I'm gonna lose it because it's gonna be embarrassing. Fun. Anyways, it's so I'm kind of a big thing that we were talking about today, me and my siblings, where we were like, oh, we want to watch this movie, but to buy it online somewhere, it was like $20, and we're like, well, $20 to buy it to be at home is like a lot of money. So we're like, so what happened is that we're like, I don't know what we should do. But what happened is, obviously, we don't want to go to the movie theater. I have another week on us not go anywhere, or try not to go anywhere. Go as least many places as possible. And what happened is the movie theater is not that, especially since apparently to, I guess, lower COVID, they only show one showing of that movie per day. And if it's one movie showing at 7 o'clock at night, even during the week, we're hoping we can go 9 in the morning, or we were debating if we felt comfortable, how would we feel the most comfortable. My hand is itchy, sorry, 1 second. Yeah, that's just, it's not. Anyways, so the most, if we were trying to be comfortable with going to the theater, how would we become sorry, it's way too loud. Way too, like, how would we feel comfortable? And if there's so many people, we're not going to feel comfortable in it, even if we're masked up. Like, we're in a closed room. Don't want to do that. And so we're like, okay, well, what should we do? Like, so that's not a good thing, because I've been to the movie theater on, what's the big football? The Super Bowl. We've been to the movie during the Super Bowl, and let me tell you, it was empty. It was literally us and 2 people on a date. That's it. It was very awkward because I low-key was like, should we leave to give them some room because they're on a date? But then we're like, well, we're here. Yeah, this is way pre-COVID. But we're like, what should we do? And so if it was something like that where it's just like no one's there, like I went to a movie at like 2 o'clock p.m. on a movie that was out for over a week and a half, so it wasn't brand new. Again, it was just like 3 people, like 3 groups, and you could spread out a lot. And if we stay masked and stuff, maybe it would work. And if we do it earlier in the day, in the weekday, no one would be there for sure. but I guess they just refuse to do that because of COVID, which I do understand. That just means there's no way in hell we can go. No way. So, yeah. Yeah, with the new Leverage series, Leverage 2, I'm really happy that they didn't make Harry the mastermind, which I'm very, very happy about. But one of the big faults, like, they are so good at so much in Leverage. Like, they're so good with so much, even with the restrictions of what they can put on the channel from, like, censorship and all that. For censorships and all that. But they still do a really great job. But the problem is that they can't do. Is that just the dryer? Sure. They can't do makeup properly matching it at all. The actress for Parker is pinker than normal, or pinker than average on media, but Sophie is also darker than average on media. So it's in the first series, in the first Leverage, they had this problem, and it's the same problem. So with previously in the first Leverage, they also had a big issue with, I don't remember what her name is, who replaces Sophie in a season, because the actress for Sophie was gone. They had a really hard time, I feel like, matching her fake tan. It just, her face became way too orange, but I feel like her body also appeared very orange. And her face was super duper orange. So a lot of times with Parker, it would just be perfect, like, didn't bring it down the neck at all. And you can just see face and then, like, body. But with the new season, or the new series, Brianna, I think it's Brianna. She has really bad concealer. Like, and it's so bad because there's such a good moment for me was in the card game job where they're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! But not Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, it's probably more based on a different card game, like a better card game. I thought they were going to just do vague Magic the Gathering, but they actually name drop Magic the Gathering, so I guess not that. But anyway, so it's a card game. And so what happened was, she's making this such a good speech that I'm, like, tearing up, because I'm just like, oh wow, somebody is really tired today and is really emotional apparently. But I'm sitting there, like, my eyes are just like, oh no. So I'm like, and people, that was the first time, apparently a lot of people who didn't realize that Brianna was written as gay. Like, she is LGBT, she is gay. But what happened is, apparently not a lot of people knew that. So watching that, she mentions it, and so a lot of people, this is the moment, a lot is going on. But she has such orange bags, this perfect concealer orange underneath her eyes. And I'm like, oh, the scene. And give it, there's, like, a lot of people are like, ha ha ha, the castle looked bad, or this looked bad, or blah blah. But for the under, it's just, so I don't know how or why they have such bad makeup. I don't know what it is, but it is not good, and I wouldn't know how to fix it besides doing a lot of camera checks. But camera check, fix the makeup, camera check, fix the makeup. So, but that's also a big issue with studio lights and blah blah. But yeah, it just, oh man, but it was such a good moment, and I felt it, you know what I'm saying? I felt it, and I love the character Brianna so much. I relate to her so much, even though she's supposed to be a little younger than me. But oh god, I felt like so much with her. That's well done. Talking about, for her first memory being 9/11, and I talked about this before, but so well done. It's so good talking about the polar bears going extinct in our lifetime, not being able to do jack shit in our life, blah blah blah, and it's just it's just true. It's a lot. It's a lot, and also she looked fantastic in her button-up shirt tucked into those pants. She looked real good. My friend, he made fun of me for this because Lil Nas X, the video, oh man, I don't remember, where he shows his past self and his present self, and how past self was really not in a good place versus now, blah blah. And that video, the older one of him, is in this beautiful suit, and he looks so good. And suits are just so good, man. Like, they do wonders. My favorite, because we were talking about Overwatch skins, because of Overwatch skin that was really bad came out. We're talking about it and Overwatch in general, blah blah blah. But we were talking about different ones, and he actually decided to purchase, because I'm like, why? He's like, I'm just throwing, like, I don't need to save it, whatever. I'm like, I get it, it's your money, but like, I wouldn't have. Obviously, I didn't. Especially now with Blizzard situation. But what happened was, he was talking about the Zarya skin with the fish head and the suit. I'm like, oh god, I would just pay money. I guess that's what he did. I'd pay money so if they just introduced her in that suit. No fish head, just her in a suit. Pink hair, scar on her eye, like on her eyebrow, in a suit. That's what I want. That's it. That's it. That's all I want. That's it. So suits do so much. And I think I said it, so I mentioned Lil Nas in a suit, I mentioned Zarya in a suit. We were just talking about things, and there's another person in a suit that's just like, listen, it's, ooh, you know what I'm saying? I don't like talking about something I really like when this is going on. Okay, this right here, I don't want it when I'm talking. So we're gonna move on. This is more of a complain video to watch, with the complaining, not with something I love. But yeah, I was really scared Harry was gonna replace Nate 1-for-1, but they didn't do that, which was really great. And I think they also bring up that Nate isn't perfect. Like, he was very flawed, which I think is a really good thing, because it's so easy. Supernatural did this to the point where they're bringing him back with John, their dad. He literally was, I don't want to be like he was abusive, but he was abusive. He was an abusive dad, and he put his vengeance over his kids. And in the TV show, it talks often in the early seasons that he isn't flawless. He is messed up, to the point where they knew the yellow-eyed demon took over John, because John said, you did good, or something like that. And Dean's like, what the hell? My dad would never have said that. No, my dad would have, I think he said, rip me a new one. If I took a shot at the yellow demon and missed, and the yellow demon, like, yeah, so, but then later on, they're like, oh, but he was so perfect, I wish I could be like him. Oh, no. And it's like, what the hell are you talking about? What the actual hell are you talking about? Because, like, no. And then now they're like, we're gonna make a prequel with Mary and John, and no. Also, that's gonna be really, like, that's not how that works, because they aren't supposed to, like, unless you're changing the lore that the show put forward, it's gonna mess it up. It's just that's a mess. That's a mess that I'm not going to even touch with a 10-foot pole. It's like, nah, I'm good. Like my sibling says, who remembers it a lot more than I do. It was supposed to end after season 5. Should have just done that. That's a whole different universe. Like our universe is branched with Supernatural stopping at season 5 and it continuing until season 15. You know, and we're on this one. And so what happened was that the fact that, okay, so anyway, season 5, but then at least stop at like season 8 or something like that. Even though I do like the character Jack, but the Mara thing, oh, I hated the, oh man, what's her name? I want to describe her, but describing her might just make you think I'm thinking of Rowena. I think she's redhead as well, but she wears lipstick, red lipstick, and she's not an angel. Maybe she was one of the first demons or something, like Lilith. I don't remember. I just remember going, and I don't remember anything besides going like that. So Amara and the Mark was also not good. I just there was some not good like overarching plots. There might have been good moments, but overarching plots. Also, see, the last season was, I can probably complain about every single one of those episodes about how bad it was. So bad. So bad. Anyways, again, 2 different timelines. Ending at season 5, ending at season 15. And it just, ooh, I have to live on the other timeline just for a day. Do they have COVID? Yeah. What's different in that timeline? Probably a reboot, honestly. We're bringing back so many other things from that time period and before and stuff that I bet you there would be a reboot. Probably at that point. But oh boy, the timelines, dude. The timelines.